Good morning. Well, Aussie equities have gained for 7 straight days and closed at a new 3-month high yesterday. But today the futures are suggesting a 1% fall after the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones lost 0.5% and 1% respectively overnight. But the tech-heavy Nasdaq continued to go out on a limb, closing above the 10,000 point milestone for the first time ever. Elsewhere, the oil price rose to a 3-month high, $38.41 a barrel, while the gold price firmed 1.5% higher to $1,747. But investors today have a lot to digest. Firstly, the OECD says Australia will be the fastest nation to recover from coronavirus, expecting GDP to fall just 5% this year, and that's better than analysts have forecast. While the OECD says world economic growth will fall 6% this year. Now, secondly, the Federal Reserve has pledged to keep interest rates there close to zero for the next 2 years. And the central US bank, will also keep buying bonds to stimulate growth, injecting new money into the economy, expecting negative 6.5% GDP this year and a 5% recovery next. And thirdly, better than expected US economic news came out overnight, with US mortgage demand ticking up 13% annually. And lastly, something to consider, the VIX volatility index is creeping back up as US President Donald Trump announced he'll kick off his presidential election campaign next week. And if the Democratic favourite Joe Biden gains the upper hand, volatility is expected to increase. Now, what to watch today? Well, Kathmandu Holdings, KMD, received some extra heavyweight buy-in with a fund manager called Harbour Asset Management, buying 8.3% of their shares. Now, secondly, Newcrest Mining, NCM, has announced positive drill results from its WA and Canadian mines and plans to expand its WA mine as well. Now, thirdly, Alliance Aviation, AQZ, entered a trading halt pending an announcement about a capital raising. Now, this is one of just many companies that's upgraded their earnings guidance for the year in the face of COVID-19, and their shares have gained a massive 221% from the COVID-19 lows, and its shares, Alliance Aviation, has also hit an all-time high of late. Now, this is definitely one company to watch. They provide fly-in, fly-out services, including to the mining industry, which is definitely starting to take off again. Now, to local trading ideas, Bell Potter upgraded intellectual property firm IPH their price target to $8.70. after the firm announced the purchase of a well-established IPNZ business. Now, IPH is a Bell Potter buy, but Macquarie is more bullish on the stock, expecting its price to grow to $9.60. Now, secondly, Bell Potter upgraded the building and construction business John's Lyng Group, JLG, their price target to $2.90 after the company announced record job volumes in the second half, setting up a healthy pipeline for next year. And thirdly, UBS reiterated Worley Parsons WOR as a buy with $11.75 price target. That's undervalued based on what it's currently trading at. And after the company announced new heavy cost-cutting measures, also a focus on offshore wind, etc. projects, and also reduce their headcount by 8% and reduce their leverage as well. I'm Jessica Amir with Bell Direct. Stay safe and happy trading.